Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into my free comprehension lesson. Today is May 31st, 2021, and we know today to be Memorial Day. So I wanted to give you guys a special treat and give you a free comprehension lesson based on learning all about Memorial Day. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So let's start off with a little bit of vocabulary. Some of the words that we're going to encounter as we read include memorial, which is something that's set up to remind people of a person or event. The word deceased is a person who has died. And the word veteran is a person who has served in the military. So, again, the words that we're going to come across as we're reading are memorial, deceased, and veteran. So keep those words in mind as you are reading the text. Now, let's talk a little bit about Memorial Day. So the title of our text is called Memorial Day. And shout out to Miss Jennifer Reagan for providing this awesome text for us. You can find that on Teachers Pay Teachers if you are interested in downloading this material for yourself. And it is a free document as well. So yeah. So Memorial Day is the title of this text. Memorial Day is the title of this text. I know that the title gives me clues about what the whole text is going to be about. So I'm just going to take a moment to highlight this beautiful title, Memorial Day. Like so, like that. Memorial Day. So I can infer that this text is going to be about Memorial Day based on the title. So before I begin, I want to label my text. I see that this is my first paragraph. So I'm just going to label that as 1. I see that I have another paragraph here. So I'm going to label that as paragraph 2. And I have one more paragraph at the bottom. So I'm going to label that as paragraph 3. Now, I don't see any underlined words within the text that need to be highlighted or any photographs in the text that need to be highlighted as well. So now I'm ready to start reading. Now that I've labeled everything, I'm ready to start reading. So the first part of my text says Memorial Day is celebrated on the last Monday in May each year. So I think that's an important event. Okay, so before that. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I know that Memorial Day, this text is all about Memorial Day. And so since the text is all about Memorial Day, I'm going to write down any questions that I might have about Memorial Day. Some of the questions that I have about Memorial Day include, well, what is Memorial Day? And I also wonder, why is it important? It's important for me to list any questions that I have about my text, about my topic, to help me to understand what I'm reading as I read. If I have questions about what I'm reading, then that's going to help me to pay more attention to try to find the answers to my questions. So, what is Memorial Day and why is it important? Okay, now I'm ready to read. Paragraph 1 says Memorial Day is celebrated on the last Monday in May each year. Oh, cool. So it tells me exactly when Memorial Day is celebrated. So I'm just going to highlight Memorial Day celebrated last Monday in May each year. I know that another word for each year, or that means each year, is annually. So let's continue reading. It says the holiday is observed to remember all of the people who died while serving in the armed forces. Observed to remember all of the people who died while serving in the armed forces. Observed. I think I'm not sure what the word observed means, but when I read my whole sentence, it says that the holiday is observed to remember all of the people who died. So if I want to remember all of the people who died, remember all of the people who have died, then that ties in with the word memorial. And I remember in our vocabulary, we talked about memorial being something set up. Oops. Being something set up to remind people of a person or event. So if they're observing it to remember something, then maybe that means to acknowledge or to pay attention to. So I'm just going to highlight that like so. Let's keep reading. The armed forces includes the Navy, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, and Air Force. Memorial Day was originally called Decoration Day after the Civil War because the graves of the deceased were decorated with flowers. In 1967, the name was changed to Memorial Day. Wow, that's really interesting. So, again, the originally Memorial Day was called Decoration Day. Why? Well, it says because, so that gives me my reason. The graves of the deceased were decorated with flowers. Hey, there's a vocabulary word that we talked about. Deceased. I remember in our vocabulary, we said that the word deceased means a person who has died. So, if these people were in the Civil War and they died in the Civil War, and it also talks about here at the top, the armed forces like the Navy, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, and Air Force, then the people who were deceased, they must have been soldiers. Let me make a quick note of that right here on the side. The people who died in the war were soldiers. And I'm just going to make this red and my writing white. So what I just did was make an annotation. An annotation is just a small note about a paragraph that I've read that will help me later on to answer questions about the text. If I need to find something quickly or find information quickly, then I can look at my annotations to help me to know which paragraph is talking about what. So I know that this paragraph talks about people who died in the war and that they were soldiers. Let's keep reading. So far, I understand that what Memorial Day is a celebration that's observed to remember all the people who died while serving in the armed forces. I know that it was originally called Decoration Day because of the graves of the deceased being decorated with flowers. Okay. Paragraph 2 says, on Memorial Day, many Americans visit cemeteries or memorials to honor those who have died. Many times an American flag is placed at the grave to show honor and respect. Wow, that's so cool. American flag is placed at the grave to show honor and respect. Another way to show respect for the millions of men and women who have given their lives for their country, is to fly the American flag at half staff. Half staff. What does that mean? Let me highlight that word. Oh, it tells me right here in the text. It says half staff means halfway to the top of the flagpole. It means halfway to the top of the flagpole. I've seen that before. It's kind of like when the flag is in the middle of the pole instead of all the way to the top. I didn't know that had a word, but now I do. It's called half staff. The flag remains half staff until noon to pay honor to fallen soldiers. That is so kind. Half staff, oops. The flag remains half staff until noon to pay honor to fallen soldiers. When it is raised up at noon, it symbolizes that those that are still living and fighting. When it is raised up at noon, it symbolizes that those symbolizes the when it is raised up at noon. Okay, 3, 2, 1. When it is raised up at noon, it symbolizes those that are still living and fighting for our country. Awesome. So, all throughout this second paragraph, I see that it talks about how to show honor and respect. So, I'm going to add that to my annotations. How to show honor and respect on Memorial Day. And paragraph 3 says, many cities and towns around the country have Memorial Day parades that include marching bands, veterans, and current servicemen and women. Wow. Many cities and towns around the country have Memorial Day parades. They include marching bands, veterans, and current servicemen and women. Current servicemen and women, that means people who are still serving in the military right now. Many confuse Memorial Day and Veterans Day because both honor the armed forces, but Veterans Day honors those that are living and deceased. Oh, so now they're telling us the difference. They're comparing Memorial Day and Veterans Day. That's kind of like the text structure compare and contrast. But it says that both honor the armed forces, but specifically, Veterans Day honors those that are living and deceased. Both living and deceased. Okay. So for my third paragraph, I'm just going to make my quick annotation. And I'm just going to put Memorial Day versus Veterans Day. Okay, so now I'm done reading my text. Now I want to go back to my questions. What is Memorial Day? Well, I learned in paragraph 1 that Memorial Day is a holiday that is observed to remember the people who died while serving in the armed forces. Why is it important? Well, I learned in paragraph 3 that Memorial Day honors people in the armed forces. It's important because, um, okay. Why is Memorial Day important? I learned in paragraph 2 that it's important because we want to show honor and respect for our military, for our servicemen and women who have given their lives for their country. So that concludes our free comprehension lesson. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that you learned something about Memorial Day and that you'll take this information and pass it along to someone who doesn't know anything about Memorial Day and show them how smart you are. Thank you again so much for tuning into our lesson today, and I hope y'all have a fantastic day. Bye.